Family Search. And welcome to Salt Lake City. Whether you're joining us online or in person, we're here to tell you this is the place. The place where we can each embark and continue on our own individual journey of discovery. And at Roots Tech, we get to do it together. We at Family Search are honored and we are so humbled to host all of you because this is who we are and this is what we do. Enable inspiring journeys that bring joy to all as you discover, gather, and connect your family, past, present, and future. Discover. This is our wonderful theme this year and our aspiration for each one of you. At Roots Tech, we absolutely love it when we hear you say, I found her, or I had no idea, or what is this that I'm feeling? I didn't know this was going to be so emotional. That's the magic of Roots Tech, and that's the magic of discovery. As we gather online and in person, we connect with each other. We spend time together, and we learn from each other. And in the end, we thankfully embrace the lyrics that we just heard in that beautiful song. I am here in the place where I found who I am. So thank you all for coming and being part of this worldwide celebration of family discovery and family history. The opportunity to make life-changing discoveries is what this industry is all about. It's what Roots Tech is all about. Just as we've seen incredible discoveries on this stage, you have experienced yourselves those same discoveries in the halls and at home. You have felt the same emotions, excitement, and joy when you've made meaningful discoveries, all made possible by the incredible discovery enablers in this industry. I'm talking about our wonderful industry friends like the archives, the libraries, the societies, the universities, the clans, the tribal village remembers, and other historians, the incredible software companies, the online providers like Ancestry, MyHeritage, Storied, Find My Past, and others, the brilliant technologists and these meticulous genealogists, all of those who hold the ingredients of your family story. Now, with our collective vast resources, chances are we know quite a bit about your family. And you can ignite everything when you do one simple thing: add what you know. And adding what you know has never been easier. Simply say your name and boom, get ready to discover. Type in the name of an ancestor and get ready to discover. Add a photo, add a story, and get ready to discover. For heaven's sake, it's even as easy as adding a sample of saliva and boom, get ready to discover. And the neat thing is, each one of you can choose for yourself how much you want to engage. One name, one photo, one little sample of saliva will produce a wonderful moment of discovery. And that's great. And if you choose, you'll discover that you actually deserve much, much more. Because the more you add what you know, the more you'll watch those moments of discovery build upon each other and become ongoing journeys. And you will then find it is worth every extra minute, every extra penny you spend experiencing the continuous joy of your own personal journey. We can all add what we know, whether great or small. So if you don't mind, let me share with you a recent discovery I just had thanks to someone else adding what they knew. One of my heroes is my great-great-grandfather, Albert Perry Rockwood. They've created this stage for me here so that more of you can see the Rockwood profile. We need more of that at Roots Tech. Now, I've known since I was a little boy about the adventures and character of Albert Perry. This 7th generation son of Massachusetts, on the east coast of the United States left his beloved homeland in the mid-1800s to come out west. He was actually here on July 24th, 1847, when the first company of pioneers came across this Salt Lake Valley, and Brigham Young said, "This is the place." He was a pioneer, a military man, a church leader, a civic leader, and one of the first wardens of the Utah Territory Prison. I knew all of that, but what I recently learned was that when he was appointed the territorial fish superintendent of Utah, this East Coast transplant was quite innovative and brought to Utah the many fish he was familiar with from back home. He sought to introduce varieties of trout, salmon, and other fish to his new home here in the West. But here's my favorite part of the story. At one point, Albert Perry Rockwood wondered, if the Great Salt Lake is salty, this would be a wonderful place to farm lobsters and oysters. So what did he do? He found a way to transport them and introduce them to the Great Salt Lake. Now, I admit, I feel bad for the lobsters and the oysters because his plan did not work. But can you imagine if it had? Certainly the next step would have been to open not a rock lobster, but a rockwood lobster shack. I can only imagine the potential. In fact, this AI-generated image gives me a glimpse of what could have been. I could have been part of the Rockwood lobster empire. And instead of standing here on this stage right now welcoming you to Roots Tech, I would actually be about 10 miles northwest of here selling lobster rolls. Now, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with you, but here's the point. I thought I knew everything there was to know about my great-great-grandpa until one other source added what they knew, and boom, I discovered something new. And now my kids, my grandkids right now are learning from the first time from this very stage that they could have been heirs of a Rocky Mountain seafood empire. Now, while they might not be heirs of an empire, my grandkids are heirs of much, much more. The discovery of lobster adds to the joy of knowing their own family story, knowing who they are, knowing where they come from, and knowing from whom they come. And isn't that what we all want for the young people in our lives? The strength, the resilience, the joy that comes from knowing their own family history and thus their true identity. So here's the question. What is your lobster waiting to be discovered? And here at Roots Tech, what will you discover? And to initiate the discover, have you added what you know in order to unleash the technology and all of us in the industry to begin your journey? Now, when I say technology, I mean technology. Last year at Roots Tech, there was this incredible buzz around the potential of generative AI. This year, you're in for a huge treat as you see actual applications of generative AI that will turbocharge your journey of discovery. And you'll want to go to the free expo hall online or in person to geek out, especially if you aren't a geek. If you're not a genealogy geek or a technology geek, that's the beautiful thing about generative AI. It makes all of us geeks geekier, but it also enables the non-geeks to experience the joy of discovery without having to become a geek. Learn how generative AI is accelerating the efforts to make records of your family and homelands more accessible, more searchable, and engaging as family trees and family stories actually emerge from raw data. Experience for yourself the simplicity and the power of how normal and natural voice conversations with AI tools can drive deep genealogical research and simple assistance for all ages and levels of interest. You're gonna love what you discover in that regard this week. Now, let me end with a little illustration of how this worldwide industry is primed to deliver the joy of discovery directly to you. And I like to do it with the help of one of our closest industry friends, Brigham Young University, and all of its university family, including BYU Idaho, BYU Hawaii, BYU Pathway, Ensign College, and the associated institutes and seminaries with whom we're working right now on projects with literally thousands of students and faculty around the globe. Dr. Tim McLean and his incredible students are researching how the peaceful applications of drone technology benefit the world lent us some of their industrial-grade multi-rotor drones to help illustrate the effort we and our industry friends make on your behalf every single day. So take a look. As you approach Family Search or any of us in the industry directly, wanting to discover your family story, we simply request that you add what you know. And then we're off to the races. We scour the world consulting and working together with each other in the Americas, in Europe, in Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. Together we share this relentless pursuit to access all the available information from your ancestral homelands, no matter who you are and no matter where you're from. And when we find it, we strive to assess how accurate it is and assure that you're discovering as much truth as possible. Whether we point you to our industry friends directly or we're allowed to access it and tie it up for you in a nice package, here's the key. Our ultimate goal is to find your lobster discovery and deliver it to you as if it came magically from nowhere in the sky, dropping right into your lap. So when you reach out to receive it, get ready to feel the joy. Welcome to RootsTech, everyone. This is the place where you'll discover who you are. Go discover your lobster. Go feel the joy. We love you. Thank you.